Green Man! 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 Holy YouTube video, Green Man!
Hey there, it's Wednesday. It's time for me to count some more comics. First off, let me show you my Wild Dog cover. Then my little, I've got a little display there now. Hey look, I've got my books I want. Captain America, Vampirella #1, Captain America 117 I think it is. At the moment I've only got magnets. I've only got magnets for display. And that Wild Dog there, it's just I like that cover. I think it's a really cool cover. But anyway, I think I'm on this pile here now, in the centre. Centre right is just being guided by the teddy bear. That's the pile of comics we're going to go through today. And let's see what we have in now. I'm thinking possibly Robin and Nightwing, but we'll soon find out. Okay, so let's see what we've got then. Batman and Robin, Bruce Wayne, The Road Home, one shot. Damian Wayne there by the looks of it. And now is that going to be Dick Grayson maybe playing Batman there? I think it could be. And then we've got a Red Robin, one shot on the same theme. Bruce Wayne, The Road Home. The Outsiders, so all characters that are tied into the wider Batman family. Of course, Batman led the Outsiders at one point, didn't he? I think in that run it started off as Batman and the Outsiders, then there was Batman R.I.P. and then the book became just the Outsiders. And I think towards the end of its run, when Batman came back, it was Batman and the Outsiders again for a couple of books before it finished. Right, Batgirl, of course, blonde hair. Who does that make her? Does that make a spoiler? The girl who was spoiler, what's her name? Can't remember her name now. Catwoman. It's going to bug me now. What the name of the spoiler was. Who became Batgirl, I'll say Robin? No, Batgirl. She became Batgirl, did she? Or is that? I'm even more confused now. I remember being Robin for a while. Did she become Batgirl? I think she did later on. Oh, short-term memory is not very good. Commissioner Gordon, Oracle, Barbara Gordon, of course, who I think now is back to being Batgirl in the Rebirth books. And then lastly, tied into Bruce Wayne's return, you wouldn't expect to see this guy. Got a bit of a love-hate relationship with Bruce Wayne. Ra's al Ghul. This obviously preceded the return of Bruce Wayne. It's a battle for the cowl, and they were trying to work out who was going to be the Batman to replace Bruce. I think the obvious and the only real replacement it could have been was Dick Grayson. I'm pretty sure he's the one who did end up getting the cowl for a while before Bruce did his little journey through time to get back to the future. I suppose Azrael was thinking that because he took over for Batman during the Nightfall story arc, that maybe he could take over again. But with the complete debacle he made of it last time he took over, yeah, I don't think he was going to get invited back into the fold as Batman again. Too erratic, too much of a loose cannon. And I think Dick is gently saying to him here, no way, Buster. Alright, Batman and Robin by Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely. These are back in 2009. Batman Reborn. So this must be Bruce back then, I assume. Or maybe he's not quite back yet. Maybe it's Dick for a while, and at the end of the Batman Reborn we'll see the return of Bruce. The fight against crime grows up. Is that the Red Hood Jason Todd? The guys have got guns to their heads. And here they seem to be tangling with a very unlikely looking villain. It's a motorbike, or is that a scooter? There's a motorbike riding dandy there with a whip. It looks kind of like a part historical dress, part kind of dandy-ish. Hello. Is that Batman arising from a Lazarus pit there? Maybe it was, because when you come out from the Lazarus pit, you do tend to go a bit mad, don't you? And it looks like Batman's about to throw Robin off of a tall building, which would be the work of him, being possessed by resurrection from the Lazarus pit. Then number 10, we have the return of Bruce Wayne begins here. So I don't know who that was being risen up there then. And who, I'll have to read all these again if I ever get the time. The return of Bruce Wayne begins here. I thought it began in the last book. Apparently not, because it's still beginning here in a book that says Batman versus Robin rather than Batman and Robin. Alright. This is Joker, Robin and a crowbar with a very different ending to the last time those three got together. But then this is a different Robin, raised in the Guild of Assassins, or Brotherhood of Assassins, whatever they're called, for most of his life. Not sure what's going on here. Is this someone from the Court of Owls, maybe? Alright, two Batmen. So perhaps that's Dick and Bruce. Batman Incorporated. I never really followed those titles much. Oh, this was a new character they brought out. I thought was just was weird. She's got a massive hole in the middle of her head. I was just like, alright then. Okay, I don't mind stretching incredulity for some characters, like believing the ventriloquist dummy of the ventriloquist, really has possessed him or whatever, or people made out of clay, and a man who lives in the sewers and thinks he's an alligator or a crocodile. But this woman with a massive hole in the middle of her head, just yeah, I was just like, oh, she has a massive hole in the middle of her head. What am I supposed to make of this exactly? But yeah, I was not keen. I think this was like in the period though, just before I finished reading comics. I think one of the reasons I stopped was this jadedness that I was going through. But I think that was just like a side effect of being overall pretty depressed anyway. So yeah, but some of these characters that came out, like when Joker had his face ripped off and stitched it on with, or held it on like a mask, I just thought that was so dumb. And a woman with a massive hole in the middle of her head, I was just like, yeah, okay. Alright, number 21. I'm assuming this is going to run right up to the new 52. 22, In the Grip of the White Knight. I mean, despite the fact that these are some of the more recent books that I bought, then they're not stuck in my head as well as some of the old ones would be. I think I was getting to a point here, I was just reading it and I was like, okay, and it wasn't really sort of giving me the same enjoyment that I used to have back in the day with books. Right, so this is Red Hood, but is it Jason Todd? Jason Todd as the Red Hood? Right, this last book is October 2011. Is that when the... yeah, this is the... Right, so this must have been just before Flashpoint, mustn't it? Just before Flashpoint, then the New 52 was launched. It's a bit of a strange one going on there. A bit of a surreal looking villain they're facing there. It's got a clockwork orange for a head, I believe. Right, a countdown tie-in, Wonder Woman and Grace. Now, Grace was from The Outsiders, I believe. I think she appeared, there's a character called Grace in the Black Lightning TV show. If I recall from the comics, I think Grace was the girlfriend of one of Black Lightning's daughters. I can't remember what Black Lightning's daughters' names are though. I can't remember what her superhero names are. I'm pretty sure she's the girlfriend of one of the daughters. Five of a Kind. Don't know what that's about. This has got Five of a Kind written across it as well, with like a no entry sign on Batman. I'm not quite sure what that's about. That's Nightwing and Captain Boomerang. Some strange crossovers, some strange sort of meetings of characters here. Oh, Captain Boomerang Jr., sorry. Then we have Katana and Shazam. Some interesting stories. Oh, right, this is answering the question as to what Black Lightning's daughter's name is. One of them is called Thunder. The other one's not called Martian Man, no. But that's an interesting team up. It's quite cool, actually. I'm not sure what they're teaming up for, but it's quite cool to see characters you're not expecting to see team up with each other. That's the beauty of the old Brave and the Bold and the Marvel 2-in-1s. When the two people got together for whatever reason. And I love the fact that those stories were always self-contained as well. I'm assuming the stories in this are self-contained also. Rather young looking Aquaman there with Metamorpho, Rex Mason. Oh, that's another one I don't really recall that much. Gotham City Sirens. So Catwoman, Harley Quinn, and Poison Ivy teaming up to cause trouble, most likely. Anti-heroes, I suppose they'd be. They are villains though, mostly. Catwoman was the least villainous of the lot, but Poison Ivy's killed so many people that the fact they're trying to repackage her as a sympathetic figure is, I don't know. She's just killed people by the score, Poison Ivy, hasn't she, with her poisons. She's got no blinking remorse, no love for humanity normally, full stop. So it's surprising she sort of forms a relationship, first of all friendship with the mad Harley Quinn. But then later on, I haven't actually seen it, but I've been made aware, I've read it somewhere or whatever, that they're in a love relationship rather than just friend relationship now. I thought Poison only liked her plants. I know she likes plants better than she likes humans anyway. I thought her kiss was poisonous to everybody as well. Or can she control when she releases toxins, or do her toxins only work on men? I don't think that was the case. I just think that men were more gullible and pliable because of the fact she's a good-looking lady. And then she uses her pheromones as well, doesn't she, to or plant pheromones, whatever the heck it is she uses to entice them to do her bidding. But I assume that could work on any sex, I would have thought. Or is it only restricted to males? I don't know. Anyway. Okay. Not sure what's going on there. who that person is. Is that supposed to be Catwoman in the green there with a chain around her neck? I know her sister used to be a nun, didn't she? I think she left the order, married, and had her husband tortured to death by a Black Mask and made to eat his own eyeballs, if memory serves correctly. In a rather sick story. Looks like Catwoman and Harley Quinn are fighting with Poison Ivy there for some reason. Looks like they've been attacked by plant life anyway. And that's the kind of thing Poison Ivy does. Right, a woman with a sword. Dark hair, I'm guessing that's Talia al Ghul. Is that Satana there? Looks like... Is it Satana and Talia al Ghul messing with the sirens? Did this story of these three start off as a more cartoony based comic? I think there was like a more cartoon based, or maybe even in one of the cartoons on the TV had these three paired up together first. I'm not 100% sure. Drawing the line at $2.99. God blimey. To think they were like 30 cents off whatever it was back in the day. $2.99. This is now 7 years ago. I hate to think what they are now. Are they drawing the line now at $3.99? I've not bought a new comic for 5 years, so I'm not too sure. Love Unleashed. Harley's looking particularly maniacal there. Has she been hit with Joker gas? She's broken out the evil Mr. J anyway. A sister's betrayal. Now who's betraying who? Poison Ivy look like she's got Catwoman wrapped up and Harley Quinn's about to bop her with her hammer. So I'm assuming Catwoman's betrayed them and they're getting their revenge. And then this is the last book, October 2011. I think that's Flashpoint time. New 52 comes after that. But there they are, split up as a team, by the looks of it. It's another book I kind of forgot about. New Azrael run from 2009. I've got the original Azrael run actually, just after I think just after he was no longer Batman, just after Nightfall when he was usurped. I think he was around. Or was that? Or was it before? Before Nightfall that the Azrael run was about. I can't remember now. I'm getting to thinking it was after he was Batman for a time that he had his own book. But I could could most likely be wrong because. The old memory, she ain't what she used to be. Bit like the old grey mule. The old grey brain, it ain't what it used to be, ain't what it used to be, ain't what it used to be. The old grey brain. Right, enter Ragman. Got a tune in my head now. Some interesting covers here, very arty looking, very... yeah. I don't know how you describe these covers. They are cool. They are interesting. Give me an old school cover any day though. One that tells you a story. One that makes you want to pick it up. If I was a kid looking at that now, I don't know, maybe the Flaming Sword would make me go, oh, he's got a flaming sword. I must check him out. But I don't know. One Crusader forever linked to Batman's destiny. Azrael. Anyway, it looks like he's got two swords there. One looks like it's made out of fire. One looks like it might be made of ice. Right, I think I remember this guy. He was like another member of the Order of St. Dumas who was a bit mad. More than a bit mad. He's got a blinking cross tattooed into his face. Or scarred into his face. I think he wanted to take over from Azrael. Azrael returned to Gotham. Is it the same guy? Is it still Jean-Paul Valley? I think it is. The prophecy fulfilled. Is he dead there? Is Batman covering him over with his cape because he's ceased to be? He's joined the choir of invisible. Nice cover. It does look like Fire and Ice. Some say the world will end in fire. Some say the world will end in ice. I'm not quite sure where that comment is from. That quote is from. Is it a poem or something? Or Revelations? I know there's a heavy metal band called Nasty Savage who have that as a lyric, but I'm sure they got it from somewhere first. Right, so this is May 2011. This is the final showdown. I think that's the whole of the Azrael run there. So that's a little bit before the New 52, I think. But that's the last of the Azrael anyway. Batman Streets of Gotham. With a second feature of the Manhunter. Or just Manhunter. I can't remember when she became Manhunter. I'm sure she was like a defence attorney or maybe a prosecutor. And yeah, I don't remember how she became Manhunter. Because there have been quite a few Manhunters over the years, hasn't there? I think she had her own book for a while, which I'm pretty sure I have as well. And I think this is probably after her book. It's quite a good, her book though. I think it was pretty decent from what I recall of it. She's not a bad character at all. Oh yeah, look at that nutter. Mr. Zax, is it? Zaz? I can never pronounce it. Mr. Zax. Too many Zs. Huntress and Man-Bat. Okay, this one also featuring Batman and Robin. So does that mean it took over from Manhunter, or I don't know. But this one's got a second feature of Manhunter again. There we go, some pretty cool covers. There's Robin in jail. Streets of Gotham 11. It's an interesting black cover there with just a little hint of red for eyes and tongues and teeth. Or the Bat's teeth anyway, not Batman's teeth. He's got nice white teeth. House of Hush, Part 1, with a second feature of Two-Face. Yeah, that makes sense. Two-Face being in a second feature. You wouldn't have it any other way. There's Two-Face again. With a bit of a Two-Face split screen on the cover there. Black and red. It's kind of interesting the way they're sort of, I don't know, it's not a collage, but it's the way they're put together. You've got the dark shadow there with, I'm guessing that's Bruce's parents in the shadow. Batman up in one corner. Then in the bottom you've got another picture of some school kids outside a private school by the looks of it, or possibly his Wayne Manor. This could be a flashback to, if this is the story about Hush, maybe it's flashing back to when he's a kid. Is that Hush firing a bullet there, shouting in a mirror, showing reflections of different things? Catwoman, Batman, Hush. That second feature of Ragman here. Right, now is this Hush taking off his bandages? He's got one very green eye and one brown eye. And here we have a nice clean white cover with the Joker. Another one of those interesting pictures with lots of little pictures going on, like a syringe. Oh, it's a gas mask with a syringe in front of it, and then the eye glasses on the mask, sort of showing different pictures. Alright, versus Hush in the final confrontation. That's May 2011. I think that's the last of them as well. So maybe that was cut off short, ready for Flashpoint. Nice, shiny, glossy, thick feeling books. Batman Confidential. Nice popping cover there with the reds on it. Shows up very nicely. Quite a lot of Bat books at this time. Mind you, this is back in 2007. I wonder if this lasted till the flashback or not. So Flashpoint, I mean. Gotham City in the balance. Blown away. Nice picture of explosion there. Cycling through. It's like Batman's channeling is in the Judge Dredd. He's like he's got a Judge Dredd Lawmaster, the thickness of those tyres. Man versus machines. The odds are not looking in Batman's favour. That's all I'm saying. An all new story arc starts here. Before there was a Joker. Is this an origin story hint for the Joker? Wicked funny. I wonder if the Joker will ever get a proper true origin story explained. I mean, there's been things hinted at, like in Killing Joker and that, but I'm not sure if that's canon or not. I wonder if we'll ever get like we did with Wolverine when we got finally got the true origin of Wolverine. I wonder if we'll ever get a true full origin of Joker. Do we even want or need a true origin of Joker? If you reveal the mystery behind the Joker, does it take away his power and his interest? I'm not sure. I mean, has it worked alright with Wolverine as far as I'm aware? I'll be honest, I lost interest in Wolverine a long time ago. He was one of my favourites when he first came about. I remember reading him as a kid when he first appeared in Hulk. I remember we had some comics in my junior school, infant school, whatever. But they were like UK paper variant ones. They weren't like just UK priced ones. They were like a paper comic. I think it was like a comic anthology just for the Marvel UK market. And I remember seeing the Wendigo and fighting the Hulk, and Wolverine came in. But I never owned that. I'd love to own that comic. Is it Hulk number 181? Wolverine's first appearance? Yeah, don't think I'll ever be owning it, but I can't remember where I was going now. Oh yeah, I used to really like Wolverine when he first showed up, but then like, everyone liked him, didn't they? And then they made him completely and utterly invincible. And then he would start rubbing up the wrong way with Cyclops, who was one of my favourites as well, and he was always putting Cyclops down and that kind of thing, and trying to make time with Cyclops, with his girlfriend, and being absolutely impossible to defeat. He'd be able to take on like 10 Sentinels with just his claws, and he was just like, oh, you just overpowered the hell out of him now. He's boring. Batgirl crosses Catwoman's path for the first time. The cat fight begins here, part 1 of 5. Now, these I think these Batman Confidential could be like old stories of the Batman, a bit like a Legends of the Dark Knight kind of book. These are like confidential stories from the past, I'm guessing, because that certainly looks like Barbara Gordon Batgirl there. And that Catwoman costume is a bit vintage as well, I think. The Bat and the Cat. The Bat and the Cat, part 3 of 5. Who do you think will come out alive? That's if Dr. Zeus wrote comic books. The Bat and the Cat and the Bat. Well, I've got to say, the ladies, are really going through some bad wardrobe malfunctions here. I can imagine Catwoman might have torn up Batgirl's costume a bit of her claws. I'm not sure why Catwoman's costume is in such a state of disarray. Final part of this 5-parter, the what, the who, the why. Looks like Clayface, Two-Face, Jarvis Tetch, the Mad Hatter, and Scarecrow to me. The Joker goes to jail. Hey, we didn't pass go. I bet you didn't collect your £200 either. Okay, the Joker on trial. Stop me if you've heard this one before. A psycho killer faces a judge for sentencing. One was assaulted. Peanut. Okay. As the judge got a nut allergy or something, and he flicks a peanut at him and kills him. Good cop, dead cop. The Joker's killer comedy. The Joker's legacy. Looks like Riddler's been taken down hard there. And then we have, first time ever in Gotham, The Curse of King Tut. King Tut was a villain from the old 60s TV series, wasn't he, King Tut? Is he actually a villain in this one, or is it just some kind of museum thing? Or is it, because I remember hearing that King Tut is like an Egyptian kind of, he thought he was an Egyptian pharaoh and he was a criminal. He was kind of like the TV version of Maxi Zeus from the comics. Maxi Zeus believed himself to be the Greek god Zeus, the king of the Olympian gods. And this King Tut thought he was a reborn pharaoh and some kind of Egyptian deity, I believe. Bad cop. Police brutality. Not sure what's going on in this comic. What's up with Bruce's face there? Is he just unshaven? Is he? I can't tell what he is. Is he on top of a building? Yeah. Is that Gorilla Grodd he's fighting there, maybe? He's got a very large hand for a gorilla, if it is Gorilla Grodd. I know gorillas are pretty big, but that's massive. Interesting sectioned kind of page. Is this the Black Hawks? Or the ghosts of the Black Hawks, maybe? Yeah, I think it's the Black Hawks. That's Lady Black Hawk, isn't it? Zinda? I think her name is. Is she called Zinda Black Hawk? No, I don't think she is. I think Zinda's her first name, but I can't recall what her second name is. It's a funny old name, Zinda. The guy at the back there looks like a chief judge. That's the kind of uniform chief judges of Mega City 1 wear, that is. The Eagle. Sam Keefe. What was that really weird image book that he did? A really weird image character. Not Pitt. The Max. The Max, yeah, he's got a really strange art style, this fella. I don't like it for Batman at all, but yeah, it's certainly different. Strange proportions he gives things. I mean, look at the size of Batman's ears. It's just like he's almost like he's daring himself to make him bigger as he can. It's like, can I get away with a couple of more inches on the bat ears? What do we reckon? Let's just go for it and see what the editor says. The editor probably sent him back and said, look, you've done Batman's ears 3 times the length of his body. Go back and change it. We're not putting up with this crap. Okay, Batman versus the Undead. I was going to say, is that Mandrake? And then there at the bottom, there's old Mr. Mandrake's signature. Even his name, Mandrake, is suggestive of dark and, I don't know, brooding evil. Because a Mandrake is, I mean, is that his real surname? Because a Mandrake is like a magic root, isn't it? Like in the shape of a man, apparently. And if you dig it up at midnight, it screams or something like that. It's very much spoken about in magic and the like, isn't it? The Mandrake root. But yeah, it's got suggestive of like magics. And his artwork is suggestive of darkness and the macabre, isn't it? Look at those lovely zombies. Lovely shadowing and the swirling of the cape. Yeah, definitely a distinctive style Mandrake's got. Great artist. Okay, carrying on. Versus the Undead. Buried Alive. Mandrake again. Okay, Batman Confidential is now Batman and Superman versus the Undead. Well, that's a lot easier. If you can get Superman to help you versus the Undead, you're pretty much laughing. Because, yeah, he's pretty handy in a fight of Superman. It's a nice cover. With the blimp there, he's looking a bit like an Elseworlds. Right, there's a nice chunky number 50. Superpowers begins in this issue. Extra pages, a Lost Silver Age classic. Is it really a Lost Silver Age classic, or is it like a joke or a parody or something? Not too sure. Superpowers. Batman Confidential. Day for Night. Stopped dead. Batman would appear to have a sword through his chest. That can't do him any favours. The First League. Is this some historical time travelling story? Not sure who the lady is. Is that symbol Omega? That symbol there. She's some kind of Omega lady or something. Omega. A League of One. Superpowers concludes. That's Batman Confidential number 54, May 2011. Still drawing the line at $2.99. So I hate to think what it is now. But that's the end of that run. It must have gone on to, say, Flashpoint and then New 52. I did say I thought this pile was going to be Nightwing or Robin. And it's There's a lot. All the rest of it, I think now, is Nightwing. Pretty much Nightwing. 100 odd books to go of Nightwing now. Got the whole run. There's Nightwing Our Worlds at War #1. And Nightwing Annual #1. Pulp Heroes. Young Romance. Written by D.K. Grayson. Any relation to Nightwing, I wonder? Okay, I don't remember this one. 80-page giant. Nightwing, Hela. An all-new epic length story. From December 2000. This is #1. I'm assuming there was only one. It's a nice, chunky looking book. Is that character called Hela? She's lying on the grave of someone called Riordan. Is that her? Is that her who she is? Is that her family? Solo series debut. Nightwing, 1 of 4 from September 95. This is before he had his ongoing title. A little 4-parter. Behind enemy lines. Vaguely recall this in parachuting into probably, I think it's Santa Prisca. I think I've gone to Santa Prisca. That's the go-to island for dangerous adventures in the Batman family world, isn't it? So it looks like he's been caught up there. Has he been caught up in his parachute and he's been gnawed at by rats? Certainly doesn't look too good. And in the final part, bullet holes everywhere behind him, but he doesn't seem to be touched. Lucky him. Okay, another 4-parter. Nightwing and Huntress. #1 from May 98 beginning. Did these two have a romantic dalliance at one point? I think it's possible they did. Although definitely not in this particular picture, where they are fighting high up in the sky above the city, in what I must say is a very dangerous situation. Take your fight to the ground, people, where you're not in danger of dying from falling. And yeah, okay, they had one tussle at the beginning of the 2nd issue, and in the 3rd issue cover, they appear to be having another entirely different type of tussle. And there you go, Nightwing and Huntress, part 4 of 4. And this looks like the morning after, recriminations, doubt. And yeah, that's the end of their love affair, I suspect. Okay, Batwing. Nightwing's own series, October 96 this begins. I think there's about 150 books to go through here. It ran for over 10 years. That's bloody hell, that's like 12 years, is it? Nightwing. Cool covers. Nightwing looking pretty badass. Art by McDaniel. Don't ask me to tell you what his first name is, because I don't know. Can't remember what that character's name is either. She's an assassin, isn't she? She's not a British assassin. Lady Victoria or something like that. I can't recall now. Teaming up with Robin. Nice action shot. I can't believe it's very safe doing gymnastics in the snow and ice. Now, is that Blockbuster he's fighting there? I think it might be Blockbuster, but I think it was a more intelligent Blockbuster, or a character like Blockbuster, but I think he had intelligence as well, if I recall. £1.25 the book was back in the day. This is 97, this is over 20 years ago now, these books. I'll say, is that Nightwing is an old man, but he's facing the Scarecrow there, so I dare say that's a fear gas induced psychosis or hallucination. There is Nightwing hanging out with his old buddy Bats. Nightwing. Because his batarangs look like his mask, don't they? So I suppose there must be Nightwing or wangs, but I can't say that. Nightwing orangs? Does he? Yeah, I don't think so. Doesn't roll off the tongue as well as batarangs does it? It's a pretty cool picture. The light off of the car headlights. Obviously sitting on the boot, standing on the boot. Can't tell because it's in shadow, but that's what makes the picture cool. There we go. Tussling with the man bat. That's a cool picture in the red background. It looks like the man bat's been chained up, and in the foreground, Nightwing is tussling with an unknown assailant. Cataclysm. That's when the earthquake rocked Gotham City, isn't it? Now, was it earthquake rocked the city, and did someone blow out the bridges as well? Right, and this guy is also called Nightwing, but he's like a vigilante wannabe. He's a bit of an over-the-top, bit of a nut job, I think. I think he's like a... I can't remember if he's just a wannabe or whether he's like a bit overly violent with his vigilante justice kind of thing. And definitely not as well trained as the proper Nightwing. Hence why he's being taken to the emergency services. Okay, Brotherhood of the Fist Part 4 of 5. That's the first time I've seen that actually mentioned as being the name of the story arc. It doesn't say it on any of the other... oh, unless it's crossing over with other books maybe. It could be it's crossed over with other books. That's why it's the first time it's mentioned. What is he looking at there? Oh yeah. Looks like case files, police case files. I think, yeah, that's right. Nightwing, because he relocates to Bloodhaven, doesn't he? And I'm sure he becomes a policeman for a time. Don't know how he's able to manage both of his lives. Being Nightwing and being a policeman. Right, and here we have Nightwing 1 million. Yeah, that was interesting. It's really cool actually. Is the way it was. The thing with it, they imagined the millionth episode of Nightwing. They did it across all the DC books, and they worked out what year in the future it would be, and they just made up basically it's a future character. The idea being this is the millionth copy of their comic. No book's going to run to 1 million. We've only just got books running to 1,000, so for them to run to 1 million would be massively in the future. I dare say if the world doesn't end, there's a fair chance that Detective Comics and Action Comics might one day get to 1 million, but we're talking way, way, way off into the future. So that Nightwing and Huntress have had another little tangle here. Is she friend or foe? She looks like she just tased him, so I would say foe. Here we have both of them having a little bit of a nightmare in the wardrobe department. I've got to say, that's not often you see that, of a chap's costume being quite as torn up as that. But then I think Nightwing was quite a hit as a bit of eye candy for the ladies. I do think a lot of the ladies do like a bit of Nightwing. And so maybe that's why he's having such a mare with his wardrobe. Something for the ladies. Look at that hunky beefcake. Yeah. Looking quite young in that one. Just the art style there. Yeah. It's always handy to have Superman around when bullets are flying. There's that Nightwing character again. With a different Nightwing with a different spelling. Nightwing versus an attack helicopter. Don't you just hate it when it happens? Double dare. They'll take your breath away. So they'll take more than your breath away. Looks like they're trying to give him the cuddle from hell. They're going to crush him to death. Wow. I'm not sure that's a good way to go or not. Couple of martial artists, I believe. Escape to Blackgate, #1. Oh, No Man's Land. Yeah, this is after the cataclysm, the earthquake. I think there was an earthquake, and then I think that the outside world decided to blow the bridges because they didn't want to get all the dross from Gotham. I think they just kind of it was a bit of a weird story. They just kind of washed their hands of Gotham, basically. I think there's some political wranglings involved to allow that to go ahead. I like the way the barbed wire is going across the logo. It's pretty cool. Escape to Blackgate. I'm not sure what he was doing in Blackgate during the time of the No Man's Land earthquake crisis. I would have thought that the people in Blackgate would probably have escaped. Maybe he's getting into Blackgate to lock them back up, to reclaim it as a prison. Alright, this story arc is called Ballistic Romance. It's Oracle and Nightwing. Of course, they did have a romance. I'm not sure if it's still ongoing, actually, because there's always been this this love thing going on between Nightwing and, or even when it was Robin and Batgirl back in the day. Well, this book's got a bit of water damage by the looks of it. It's got all wrinkly. It's got all wrinkly. Is that a touch of mould there? I'm not sure. Yeah, that's a misfortune. Misfortunate thing. Unfortunate. This one as well has got a bit of crinkling going on. Probably can't see it in the video, but it feels a bit crinkly to touch. Protecting America from the Nazi scourge. That's Tarantula there, isn't it, with the gun? He was a Justice Society of America guy. Is this a modern thing, or has Nightwing gone back in the past to do that? Alright, number 41 is a bold new era for Nightwing. And there's that other Nightwing guy again. You can tell he's a bit violent because there's always blood dripping off of his... I think it's a pool cue that he's got rather than a proper weapon. Somebody's got to pay. Yeah, you'd have to be quite crazy to be a nutty vigilante who jumps into battle against armed guys with just a small pool cue. Okay, torture time! The hunt for Oracle. I don't know who those guys are who've got him tied up, but they don't look friendly. Okay, the hunt for Oracle 3. So the hunt for Oracle 2 must be in crossover with something else. Okay. art by Tex, that cover art there. Tex, by the looks of it. Death from Beyond. The Spider to the Fly. This lady's got some crazy clothing powers. And then extra sized Nightwing 50. There's Nightwing emerging from a collapsed burning building. Looking slightly worse for wear in his costume, but more than ready to kick some butt. Right, and there's another Nightwing again. Tad Story. Is that guy's name? Tad something or other? This issue, Batman dies. Wow, this is predating RIP, I'm sure. So it makes me think it's not really going to happen. Right, and then we have another crossover with another story. This is Officer Down, Part 5. This is where Commissioner Gordon gets shot, isn't it? There's Barbara, obviously paying a visit to the space where he was downed. There's lots of flowers there. Doesn't that normally only happen once someone's been killed? They do that when they've been injured as well. Well, I'm pretty sure he gets better anyway, fortunately. Okay. Nice, cool cover. I won't say it's nice and white, but it's a little bit dirty there. And not as bright white as it probably could be. Never mind. Looks alright on the video. Move this forward a little bit. Try and get the cover in perfectly. Okay, enter Shrike. It's a bird of prey, isn't it? A shrike. Do shrikes eat robins? Fists of Fury. Bound. It's gone up 30p since the book came out. They were showing 125 before, weren't they? I don't understand these comic books. I'm sure I got these comic books from my bookshop, my local comic book store. So I'm not sure why they've got price tags on for Forbidden Planet in Nottingham. I've never been to Forbidden Planet in Nottingham. Why have I got two books that have got Forbidden Planet Nottingham price labels on them? What a mystery. I'm sure I bought these from my local comic book store in East London. Very weird. It's a nice yellow cover, nice yellow background. Not too sure about the art, if I like it that much. But it's got nice colours. There's a really good price label there. These price labels as well, do they actually come off easily? I've never actually tried to take them off. I'm worried it might rip the book, but... Direct sales as well. Oh, direct sales of a barcode. Okay, yeah. Because I was just thinking the barcode ones used to be the newsstand ones, didn't they? But this is kind of an era of the newsstand ones. You don't even get newsstand ones anymore. It's all direct sales of this period. At least in the UK, as far as I'm aware. There was no, like, comic books in the corners, newsagents. It was all only in specialist shops. But then back in the day, they didn't have barcodes, did they? Back in the day, they used to put, like, a picture down there in the corner, didn't they? Obviously that's all changed. Okay, where the heck is Nightwing? Not too keen on that art. A rather weird looking blue beetle there. And an equally weird looking little Robin. Not sure who's done that art though. Right. There's another one with a price label on it. Another Forbidden Planet. I can't make out where this is. Can't work out why I've got these. It makes it look like I've been in different shops and picked them up, But I got all my comics from my local comic book store. He had my order, and yeah, it's very strange. Okay, Bruce Wayne Murderer, Part 3. Bruce Wayne Murderer, Part 9. Crossed over all the Bat books, didn't it? Vesper, something or other. I can't remember what her name was now. Vesper, somebody or other. Is that 30p, or is that an additional 30p took on and put on the other label? Forbidden Planet, Buchanan Street. This is really blowing my mind. I don't understand why they've even got price labels on when I got them from my local comic shop. Especially price labels for this. Okay, this is a different Forbidden Planet. This is School Hill. Don't understand it. Definitely bought these every month from my comic book shop. And he kept them aside for me. I don't think I bought them like as an eBay purchase or anything like that. But I just can't work out why they've all got this Forbidden Planet label on from a shop that I don't know anything about. Okay, 70. Oh, there's that lady we saw on the 80-page Giant. Hellas, was that her name maybe? Don't remember her at all. Red skin, black leather. A new chapter begins with a bang. Another Forbidden Planet label there with another different address. Was my comic shop picking up Forbidden Planet doubles or something? I'm not too sure. It's really weird. And this is another one with yet another different Forbidden Planet sticker on it. I'm going to shut up about it now because I've got no idea what happened. 73. Hey up, Lover Duck. Does look like here that old Ujima Flip, what's his face? Nightwing's come over to jolly old London town. I can't even do my own accent. Last time we had a bus on a book, a comic book. I think it was a Knight and Squire. I was looking at it, and it was. I think that had Shoreditch as the destination as well. And I think it might even have been another number 47 bus. I'll have to check that out. But that one had the stops on it that didn't actually exist. This one is all real places. Shoreditch, London Bridge. There's London Bridge there in the background, I think. Or is that Tower Bridge? Have they put Tower Bridge instead of London Bridge? I'm not too sure. Bermondsey, Surrey Quays, Deptford, Catford. I came through Surrey Quays today on the train. Catford's right near where my missus lives. So yeah, cool. Those places exist. I can confirm the veracity of those destinations on the side of that bus. I'm not too sure if that style of bus goes through those destinations though, the number 47. I don't think it does. I think that's an old style bus, but we won't worry about that. If this was 2002, maybe that bus was still running in those. Not that it matters. Right, an extra size 75 issue. 76. Okay, who is this on 77 here? Another Forbidden Planet label that I have no idea where it came from. Okay, Nightwing's new diet isn't going too well. This looks like it had labelled on it, it's just been peeled off, and it's made a right little smear on the bloody cover there. Like a little gluey blinking smear. It even looks like it's pulled off some of the colouring behind it. It's annoying. Nightwing is getting the beat down there for some cops. Okay, Nightwing versus Deathstroke, round 1. Okay, Nightwing. Guest starring Batgirl. Fighting Deathstroke still. Okay, Deathstroke round 2. So round 1 was that book. Then he must have had a break. That's a tagged in Batgirl, like a tag team, 2-on-1, and then he's come back for round 2. And he looks like Deathstroke has killed that man shopping. He's chopped that man shopping in half. Oh, well, this is really doing my head in now. This Forbidden Planet is for Edinburgh. It's an Edinburgh Forbidden Planet. I didn't buy these online from a I bought these, definitely bought these from my local comic book shop. Why have they got labels on for Forbidden Planets all around the country? Oh, never know. Okay, we're getting towards 100 now, 86. Nightwing comes crashing in on a motorbike. I think that's Tarantula as well. I think we had the male Tarantula in one of the early comic books. I think this is a lady called Tarantula. Didn't they put her away because she was a bit OTT with her crime fighting ways? She's a bit overly violent, a bit like a final justice to the death kind of justice. I think that's what happened with her. She got put away. The Death of Dreams. It's an interesting cover. Nice logo. Oh, the logo's actually had a change, isn't it? Well, that's a while back now. I didn't notice that logo change. Too busy looking at the covers. Oh, I think there's the Trigger Twins. I think those two the Trigger Twins. Or I don't know. These two are the Trigger. They've got the same tops on. Then there's another one. It looks the same as that one. I'm sure a couple of them are called the Trigger Twins. He's like Brutale or something like that. Brutal or something like that. Can't identify the rest of them. There's that. I think her name's Lady Victoria, but I think that's her real name. I can't remember what her character name is. Right, this is that big blockbuster, but brainy blockbuster guy. It looks like seeing him in the reflection of his sword. Okay, you've got 3 seconds. Did he dismantle that bomb, Nightwing? Alright, and there we have another. The world changes forever. Is that meant to be a face there in the cloud? And his Batarang is like the iris of the eyeball. I'm not sure. Okay, number 94, Sliver. Is he fighting a giant snake? Okay, he's with that, I think her name's Tarantula again. I think they might have had a relationship, looking at this. But I'm sure eventually he puts her away because she's too OTT violent. Right, there's War Games inside its own little plastic cover because it came with a Sky Captain World of Tomorrow DVD trailer. Highly collectible, I'm sure. Last time I had one of these books in with another book, it stuck to it. I'm glad I didn't do it this time. I was dreading it when I saw it in the package, thinking it might have scratched the blinking cover of one of the other books, but fortunately it didn't. Oh, darn a bloody second. Oh, this is so annoying. Book 97. There's 96. 98. There's no 97. Right, I'll have to try and remember that when it comes to writing them all down on my blog. Yeah, by the way, I do a blog for all this. If you're not bored enough already looking at all my books and you want to check out my blog, I do a bit more information, put a few covers on the blog if you're interested. Number 97 is missing. Drat. Okay, it's 99. Night of the Bullet. And here we go. Extra sized 100th issue Breaking up is hard to do. Yes, that looks more like assault and battery than breaking up. But yeah, I did say they had a bit of a love thing, and it's gone a little bit south, shall we say. I'm pretty sure because I think she was a bit over the top with her violence. Year 1, Robin's Last Stand. It looks like 2 a month at the moment, because this one is early March, this one is late March. Guest starring Superman. Okay, so that must be Dick when he was still Robin then, because didn't he get the name Nightwing from Superman? Wasn't Nightwing the name originally of a Kryptonian hero back on Krypton? I think that's where Dick Grayson got the idea from. And here he seems to have modelled his costume for some reason on Deadman's costume. Because Deadman was a trapeze artist who was killed performing his act. And Robin has got a tie-in with him, really, because Robin was a trapeze artist, one of the Flying Graysons. And his parents were killed performing their act, weren't they? So there's that origin similarity there. Except Dick Grayson's alive. Boston Brand is not. Okay, so year 1, this is the early days. This is with Barbara Gordon Batgirl when she could still walk before she was crippled by the Joker. Young love burgeoning. Okay, guest starring Robin. Nightwing, year 1, part 5 of 6. Batman Down. So is that Jason Todd Robin there? In that early stage of Nightwing's career? Alright. Year 1, part 6 of 6, to the death. That's an old school costume he's got on still. He's fighting Killer Croc. And is that a teddy bear with a policeman's hat on? Interesting. Nightwing, From the Shadow of the Bat. Yeah, I think he's going to be out of business for a while with that gammy leg. It looks like he's out of the business and he's gone into a completely different business here. Nightwing is mobbed up. It appears the Graysoni family have come into play in Bloodhaven. Alright. And here at Villains United tie-in, we see him at the mercy of the Black Mask. Still tying in with Villains United. It's a long way down for Robin there. $111. And into the fire. So I'm assuming that means he's out of the frying pan and into the fire. Secrets and Lies. Tussling with Deathstroke once again. Deathstroke's Dark Knight. They're on a chessboard there. So is that a chess related thing? Is that Nightwing in a red costume? Nightwing, friend or foe? So this is Speedy and Robin as kids, and as grown-ups, the Arsenal and Nightwing. But why is Nightwing fighting with Arsenal? Has he made some kind of deal with Deathstroke? Oh, Deadly Allegiances. As Deathstroke's daughter, Ravager, I believe her name is. She's got some kryptonite to take away Superman's powers, and Nightwing is choking him out while that's going on. Infinite Crisis crossover. Nightwing betrayed. Betrayed by Deathstroke and Ravager? Why would he trust them in the first place? Love and War. It's Nightwing and Barbara Gordon there, Oracle. I'm pretty sure it's Barbara. 1 year later. Suddenly jumps a year later for 118. 119. Don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I don't care to know what that is. Some kind of giant bed bug or some kind of nightmarish thing. I wonder if he's fighting Scarecrow. Okay, seems to be in some kind of water bubble in the dark. Interesting colours, different. Nice flame there. Jock. Yeah, I've heard a lot. I don't say I recognise the name. I only recognise that name because I've heard a lot of people mention it on videos I've watched lately. This guy Jock. People are saying, "Oh yeah, it's a Jock cover. This is a Jock variant. Jock, 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 Jock." So he's very popular now, I believe. But I can't say I knew him or remember him at all. But maybe this is some of his early stuff. I don't know when he started doing art for comics. Is he only primarily a cover artist, or does he do interior work as well? Because he looks like he's, unless this is, I don't know, is his name Jock Tyrannomisi or whatever? No, I don't think so, but Tyrannishi. Doesn't sound like it. Whatever. Pretty cool covers. Alright, now we've randomly here got an annual. Is it in the right place for the run? Not really, no. Oh, actually, we've got two annuals. Why does it say? Oh, no, it's a second annual, that's why, yeah. Yeah, it's the second Nightwing annual, Till Death Do Us Part. $125. $126. $127. I remember this one. He gets buried alive. Yeah. Nasty. Okay. Flames are licking around his ears in that one. Oh, this is an interesting cover. Looks like he's interrupting someone's wedding. But they're not wedding. I don't know. Pair of killers by the looks of them. They've got dead bodies in the back of the car. That lady who's kissing, she seems to have a headdress made out of syringes. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know what's going on here. I'm guessing that the picture on the cover does not match up with the what happens inside. Mind Over Madness. Nightwing doing some death-defying stuff. So the thing that gets me is the costumes. You can't see anything. You've got no utility belt or anything you can particularly see. How does he swing from poles and stuff? Has he got? You know, he's got no batarang. He's got no grappling hook that I can see anyway. Okay, that's a cool picture. He's emerging from a window. And the reflections on either side of the two panels of the window are reflecting him at different times. So you've got Robin reflecting on the left-hand window. On the right-hand window, you have an earlier costume of the Nightwing costume. Getting towards the end of the run, the Vigilante strikes. Still facing off against the Vigilante. I think the Vigilantes are about 9 people using that name of taking up the Vigilante mantle, whatever you want to call it. Because I was looking at the other day when I was watching one of the Arrow series, because they had a Vigilante in that, But it was weird because the other guy, who was he supposed to be? I can't remember now. Prometheus, I think. The other guy who was meant to be Prometheus, his name was Adrian Chase. But that was one of the names that that Vigilante had. So that was a bit of a weird one, that was. Right, the resurrection of Ra's al Ghul. This is guest starring Robin. Of course, that's what Damian Wayne. Ra's al Ghul is his granddad, isn't he? Because Talia al Ghul is Damian Wayne's mother, isn't she? Terror at 2,000 feet. Right, there's a couple more batches of books and we'll come to the end of the Nightwing run. So 140 odd, so it's definitely over, so it's 120 would be 10 years, wouldn't it? So then we've got another, say, 24, so it's about 12 years. 12-year run. It's pretty good going. Just don't think you seem to get runs like that anymore. Other than the really big books. I'm not sure what's going on actually. Is there a Nightwing book currently? Is there a Robin book currently? I'm not too sure. Right, Batman R.I.P. Looks more like Nightwing R.I.P. to me. Alright, 150. Nice cover. Alright, just a couple of more books in this Nightwing run. A couple more books in this whole issue, this whole video rather. So 151. Then we have 152. It's a Faces of Evil cover with Ra's al Ghul. And then finally, Last Rites, final issue, April 2009, Origins and Omens, Nightwing 153, and that is the end of this run of Nightwing. And that's the end of this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed looking at some of my books. I'm going to count all these up, work out how many I've got here and put it in the blog. The blog link is down below if you want to check up on that. Cheers for watching, and I'll be back Friday to go have a closer look at some of my birthday books. Cheers for watching.